What's up, guys? I'm Gunner, back for another vlog. Today's vlog is the last session I played in 2023, and the weather was hot, the deck was hot, and it's going to be a good session. I also want to show my full year 2023 poker results, which I'll put right here. You can see in the beginning of the year, I was just learning PLO, went on a crazy heater, and then I got a little confident, played some high stakes, and went on a huge downswing right in the middle. And then I started the vlog, and you can see there's been a huge upswing. So everyone's saying I don't lose. I really haven't since I started the vlog. But that is changing here in 2024. It is cold outside, and the deck's been cold. Rough start to the year. I actually had a session about a week ago that I played probably too long. I played for 12 hours. First 8 hours or so, I played pretty good, but the deck was just not having it. There was one hand where I had the nut flush draw and a gut shot, binked the gut shot on the turn, and I bet like 750 into 1,000. Actually, no, it was a 750 pot. Guy calls, board pairs on the river, he leads for 800, I snap fold, he shows top boat, that sort of stuff. So then I got tilted, and I played pretty bad from there on out. I did win a $5,000 pot, but I played two other hands that were $4,000 pots, like a total idiot. And really the learning wasn't, I should have played those hands better, because I feel like I knew the decision. I feel like I was just tilted and tired. And yeah, so 2024 has been off to a rough start. But anyways, here's a good feel-good session. I did take a little bit longer to make this one this week. A lot of the mental side of poker was definitely hidden with that big loss. And the next vlog, I also lost, which was also a 2024 vlog. I did have a few wins, so I'm down about 4,000 to start the year. But hey, that's just the poker journey. I had plenty of sessions since I started the vlog where I've won 4,000, so nothing that one day can't change. If you want to come along for the journey, I'm trying to make 100K from poker and get 100,000 subscribers this year. I think the second goal is a bit ambitious. The first one, I feel like I should make 100K. I just got to not play like an idiot, play shorter sessions. But if you want to help me try and make that second goal, click that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And with that, let's get into the hands. I start the session off about 8 a.m., buying for 2,000. In this first hand, I look down at Queen, 3-3, rainbow. I'm in the small blind. There's no straddle, and the low jack opens to 15. I make the call, and then the big blind, who squeezes a lot, raises it up to 60. The low jack calls, I call as well, and we're three ways to a flop. We see an above average flop of Queen 5-5 with two hearts. Doesn't really matter that there's a flush draw out there because I already got a full house. Take it from me, guys. Running hot makes poker so much more fun. I check it to the big blind player because he c-bets a lot of flops, especially after he squeezes. He bets 100. The low jack calls. I call for the trap. We head to the turn, which is a 2 of clubs. I'm going to give both these guys some more rope. I check it. The big blind player checks now, and the low jack bets 300. I haven't played with this guy before, but he has a huge pile of chips, and he's saying he has a hand. I'm going to raise him here, so I make it 800. The big blind gets out of the way, and the low jack goes into a long tank. He probably tanks for about a minute. I'm obviously hoping for a call here, or even a raise, but I think that's unlikely. And after about a minute, my opponent folds his hand. Even though I couldn't get more value, it feels good to win a pot to start the session and flop a boat. I win another small pot after this, and my stack's up to 2,700 before I look down at the next hand. About 10 minutes after, I look down at Jack 9-5 with Jack high clubs. I'm in the hijack, and I open it to 15. This hand's kind of weak, but I can flop top set. The big blind, who's the opponent that we raised in the last hand, makes the call, and we're heads up to the flop. We don't flop top set, but we do flop trips on 5-5-4 rainbow. The big blind checks it to me, and I think it's as simple as, I have trips, let's bet for value and protection. He could have a straight draw or some sort of backdoor flush draw. I bet 25, he makes a call, and we're headed to the turn. The turn comes the 9 of hearts, give me a boat. The very rare boat, because I have a pair in my hand, so I had very few outs to a full house. But I made a boat. My opponent checks it to me. I want to go for more value. I bet 75. It's back on the big blind, and he instant pots it to 310. I'm loving this. I'm currently only behind pocket nines, or a hand like 5, 9, 10 queen that has the same boat and outs to a better boat. At the same time, I do double block 9-9 and 5-9 combos, so I'm not too worried that he has a better hand currently. I repot it to 1015. The big blind now goes into one of the longest tanks I think I've ever seen. He's tanking for about 2 minutes, maybe 3, and then another player at the table calls the clock on him. At this point, chaos ensues. Let's just go live and watch the hand in real time.
I got a clock called on table 2.
I got
Don't
it.
drink
I got
that.
it.
Don't drink all my coffee.
Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it.
At the, all in.
You gonna run it twice?
What's the point of twice? Twice?
Twice, yeah.
Here we go. That's 1. That's 2. 5's full of 9s. Alright, 5's full of 9s win it all.
Thanks.
Alright, let me just see how much you got.
Now you class 3,000, right?
Alright, this is 1,000, 2,000, 24, 26, 2,700.
一个晚上啊，就
2,700.
运气好，运气到头了。我告诉你啊，他刚才那个 SK 上面什么都没有，他还背100块钱，
2,700.
对吧？他就是运气好，你看100块就摘了，你看，我告诉你啊，哎，这个老鹰不是打牌，你想我打牌啊。
Yeah. Let me just make sure.
他夹个
That's
A 啦，
2,000, 24,
夹个 A，
26,
南海 flush 啊，哎，river 的 A， 他把我牌都来，我是 king high flush，king five OK， 我是 king ten， diamond 九啊，你看 running， 他一下子夹个 A ball right， 你说这个牌怎么打，对不对？这运气很讲究呀，对吧？
That's 23 and that's 4, 27.
昨天晚上
Thank you.
买了200
Appreciate
块
that very
钱，
much.
一夜白
All right,
吃。
everybody. Thank you. Next Dylan Comer.
Yo, I swear in the moment I remember that lady was talking English, but I have no clue what she said. I'm just happy I won this huge pot. Let's go. I'm playing special teams today because I just caught a punt. Feels good watching this back after playing like a donk in my last session and losing 4,000. I'm remembering that I am good at poker, and it's really nice when the deck just gives you every card you need. In this next hand, I look down at Queen Jack 10-3. With Queen High Hearts in the low jack, I open to 15, the cutoff button and small blind make the call, and we're 4 ways to the flop. The flop comes Queen Jack 6, rainbow. I flop top 2. It's not a boat, but it's still pretty strong. I bet 35, and only the button calls. We're heads up to the turn, which is pretty good. It's a queen of diamonds. I have the nuts, once again. Definitely one of those infinite money glitch days so far. I check it to the button to give him some rope. This guy bets 75. I make the call, and we head to the river, which is a 4 of spades. I want to set the trap again, so I check. He bets 100. He only has 250 more, and I have the nuts. Let's watch the action in real time on this one.
585.
Pretty nice when to make the nuts over again.
Your son running.
I'm for sure sun runner right now. Let's keep it going. 40 minutes in, I'm up 3,800. I now look down at a suited ace, ace 10, 9, 4 with ace high clubs in middle position. $10 straddles on this time. My hand's kind of weak, but this table's been playing passively, so I limp with the suited ace. The cutoff, small blind, and big blind limp, and we're 5 ways to the flop. The flop comes down 8-7-6 with 2 clubs. As I'm recording this, I'm just now realizing I flopped a straight, the nut straight. In the moment I only saw the club draw, which explains my check, and the cutoff bet's 50. The big blind calls, the straddle calls, and this would be a good spot for a raise if I knew I had the straight, but I just make the call, and we're 4 ways to the turn. The turn's the 5 of clubs, so I get downgraded from the nuts to the second nuts. 4-7 of clubs would be a straight flush, but I'm not too worried about that. It checks to me. I'm going to check for deception here. I'm hoping the cutoff keeps betting, but he checks it back. The river's the ace of hearts. The player who was the straddle bets 250. I definitely want to raise here. He has about 1,300. If he re-raises me again, I'd probably call, even though the straight flush is possible. So I raised it to 700. It folds back to the straddle, and he tanks forever. This is the same opponent from the last two hands. At this point, I'm expecting another long, drawn-out fold, but he calls. I show my hand, and he shows a queen high flush. I win another one, and I'm on an absolute tear today. Poker's crazy. Some days you can run so pure like this, and you get paid off. Other days you get drawn out on, and make the second best hand a lot of the time. Hoping I can find more run good like this in 2024. I'm now up 4,600 on the session, and look at this huge stack. I played a session recently, and met a dude named Jack. Jack watches the vlog, and he says I should change my name from GMoney to Top Set Money, because every hand he watches I always have top set. In this hand I look down at Ace, King, King, Jack, and this would be a perfect hand to flop top set with. I'm in the $10 straddle, and the $20 straddle's on. Middle position in the low jack limp, before the high jack raises to 100. The small blind, big blind, myself, middle position, and the low jack make the call. We're headed 6 ways to the flop, which comes King 7-5. What's up, Jack? I'm back. I got top set. The best hand in PLO. I need to make some hats that say top set, start selling them as merch or something, because it's my favorite hand. It checks to me, and being 6 ways, I'm going to lead out here. I bet 500. Unfortunately, there's no value this time, as my opponents all snap fold. My opponents must watch the vlog, because let's go live and see the reaction.
Anybody else at the table bets I'm all in. You're the only one.
I was thinking about checking, but I figured if I check, it'd come like a freaking 8 or 9 or whatever on the turn.
Yeah, I have gunshot
Checking
speed.
was a good option.
Good
because
bet,
I was going
like,
all in.
I'm putting you on a set.
What? No.
You got pocket kings, man.
Come on. Come on. I don't know.
What's the reason?
There's six players in the pot. There's 6 players in the pot. Somebody's got something.
You think that there's a draw in there?
You know how he plays. Look at his blowout. Top set every single time.
Alright, poker gods. I'm going to need to channel some more of that top set every time energy in 2024. I won't be flopping top set in this next hand, because I look down at King Queen 10-9 with King High Spades. I'm in the small blind, no straddle this time, under the gun and the low jack limp. Before the cutoff, has to get woken up. After the table wakes him up, he goes to check his hand, and then just kind of says screw it and limps blind. The button raises to 30. I call, under the gun, low jack and cutoff call, and we're 5 ways to the flop. The flop comes 5-9-9 with 2 diamonds. I have trips and 3 overcards. Pretty good hand to draw to a full house. I'm out of position to 4 players, so I check. The cutoff bet's 125. The button calls. I'm getting great odds to continue and try and draw to my full house. I make the call, and we head 3 ways to the turn. No improvement on the turn after it comes with 3 of diamonds. I check it again. The cutoff moves all in for 205. The button makes a call, and once again I'm getting the right odds to draw to my full house. A lot of money in the pot. I make the call, and we're headed to the river. We're heads up for the side pot now. I would ask for a king, queen, or 10 one time, but we've been running so good today, I'm going to just take what I'm given. The river comes the 4 of clubs. No improvement. I'm pretty much done with this hand. I check it. The button checks it back. We go to showdown, and the cutoff shows 9-5 for the flop full house. I was drawing live the whole time, but couldn't get there. Oh well, on to the next one. In this next hand, I look down at 10-6, 5 deuce, double suited. I'm on the button. Pretty weak hand, but after 4 players limp to me, I'm gonna just limp as well, see what happens. Small blind and big blind limp, and we head 7 ways to the flop. The flop comes 10-6 jack with 2 diamonds. I have 2 pair and a flush draw. Checks to the hijack. He bets 35. I make the call, and then 4 players behind me call, so we're 6 ways to the turn. The turn is the 4 of spades. I pick up a weak gut shot to go along with my flush draw and 2 pair. Checks to me. I don't see any point in betting into 5 players with kind of a marginal hand, so I check it back. The river's the 10 of spades. Give me a full house. It's not the nuts, but there's worse full houses out there. It checks to me. I'm going to go for some thin value here. I bet 75. It folds around to the low jack, who raises it to 275. My initial gut reaction is that I'm beat here. My opponent could have jack-jack or 10-jack for a better full house, but I started to think it through, and I'm wondering why he wouldn't have raised on a wet board. There were straight draws, flush draws on the flop. After thinking it over, I make the call, And let's go live to see what my opponent chose.
Oh, shut up.
That's why.
Full house. After that reaction, no need to make him show. I show my hand, it's obviously good. Feels good to pick off a bluff. And I officially crossed the $7,000 mark for the session. A $5,000 profit. Huge win. Feels good to remember that I actually know how to play poker well. I'm looking forward to getting back after it and running it up. Let's hit the outro for my final thoughts. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like watching me make a bunch of money, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to see me lose a bunch of money, go ahead and subscribe. Trying to make 2024 my year, 100K, 100K. Let's see if we can do it. Peace.